So in order to actually be able to generate bodhicitta, it is, once one has generated bodhicitta, it is necessary to gather or to accumulate merit, the accumulation of merit, to gather the accumulation of merit. And so there are various ways to do this, and various presentation of the ways to gather merit. One of the ways which is the most well-known, it's the way that is presented in the Bodhicharya Avatara. It's the 7 branches. So there are 7 branches or 7 types of practices by which we can accumulate merit. So actually at the beginning of the teaching we are reciting together a small verse in which we are formulating these 7 branches. So these 7 branches, we just say the name because they are quite well known. So the first branch is the branch of homage. The second branch is that of offering, of making offering. The third practice is the practice or the branch of confession or laying aside negativities. The fourth is that of rejoicing in what is good, rejoicing in virtue. The fifth branch is the branch of urging the realized masters, the Buddha, to turn the wheel of Dharma. The sixth is the branch of supplicating or praying not to enter into nirvana, not to die. And the seventh and last branch or practice is that of dedicating or offering virtue to the sake of enlightenment. Then once one is engaged into the Mahayana, one has become Bodhisattva by taking the Bodhisattva vows and generated bodhicitta, then one also engages into the 6 paramitas. So here I will just give the names of the 6 paramitas in various classification or distinction into the paramitas, just as a refreshing of memory. So we will not enter into detail, but just giving the names so that it gives us an idea of what we mean by these paramitas. The first paramita is the paramita of generosity, and one can distinguish between 3 types of generosity. There is the first generosity, which is the giving of refuge or protection. The second is the generosity with material things, the giving of things. Then the third type of generosity is the generosity with the Dharma, the giving of the Dharma. Then there is the second paramita, which is the paramita of ethics, and there are 3 types of ethics. There is the first, which is the ethics of the vows. The vows literally means to refrain from. So it's the ethics of refraining from not negative, but from painful, or no, not painful, negative conduct. So it's the first kind of ethics is the ethics of stopping or refraining from what is negative. Then the second one is the ethics of gathering all virtue, all the virtuous qualities. And the third type of ethics is the ethics of accomplishing the benefit of beings. So refraining from what is bad, gathering virtue, and accomplishing the benefit of beings. Then there is the third paramita, which is the paramita of patience. So the first type of patience is to be able to accept suffering or to bear with suffering. Then the second one is to not be the patience of not be afraid or one of not going away from hardship when that is necessary. And then the third is the patience to actually generate certainty in one's mind with regard to the Dharma. So that's the third type of patience. Then there is the fourth paramita, which is the paramita of joyful effort, perseverance. And this is divided into three kinds as well. There is the joyful effort, which is like an armor. Like the warrior, they have an armor, so it's the perseverance of the armor.